similar tax managed to overpower the citizens who were determined to protect their votes, and some charade of a declaration has been made without collation. And ladies and gentlemen, the rules of our elections are very, very clear. To prevent any errant electoral officer from standing anywhere to declare anything from his head, the rules are clear that after close of poll, when the pink sheets are compiled, parties are called together at a collation center. So in fact, the law provides for collation agents of political parties who must sit together around the same table with the Electoral Commission returning officer. And the reason why parties are giving copies of the pink sheet is that when you come to collation, and the figures for any polling station are announced for collation, each party will refer to their copy of the pink sheet and to confirm that the sheet the commission official is reading from is indeed the genuine sheet that has been compiled and certified by all players at the polling station. This is done in all, with respect to all the polling stations, because what happens at the collation center is an addition of results that have already been declared at the polling station. So nobody has the right or power to change anything. So all that you do by way of collation is to compare and confirm the figures, and then do the addition, and then everybody will accept the outcomes as the tally representing his or her political party. So without that important exercise of collation, any results that anybody pretends to announce will not be the results of the election that was conducted on December 7th. It will be a figment of their own imagination. And so, we are insisting that the returning officer for Zabzugu Tatale goes back to do the collation as properly required by law, and then NDC would accept whatever outcome that is arrived at. We are demanding, similarly, that the returning officer for Tapa and Suaim goes back to go through the important exercise of collation and confirmation of the polling station results, so that the totals can be acceptable by the political parties, including NDC. We are demanding that the returning officer for Sewiyoso goes back to do the important exercise of collation before results could be announced. We are treading this path not oblivious of other legal options, but the important thing is that the courts in this country have established that the Electoral Commission cannot be stopped in the course of conducting their elections, not even by the court. And so we are still within the process of the elections. And we are demanding that the electoral officers do their duty to put this nation at ease. Because without a proper declaration, what are you taking to court to challenge? That is why we think that citizens must stand up and insist that the officers who are paid from our taxes actually do the work they are paid to do. And in the case of Sablugu, it went along the same path as Upper Dintra West. I want to use this platform to congratulate the courageous citizens of Sablugu who stood their ground, defied the military might, and I'm told already one person has been shot dead. But they defied the odds, stood and protected their ballot. And again this afternoon, the will of the masses has eventually prevailed, and Sablugu constituency has been declared as won by the NDC. We are urging the people of Tamale, Techimai South and Sene West to emulate the examples of Upper Dintra West and Sablugu. They should stand firmly and protect their ballots. Already, 9 people have been gone down in Techimai South. 3 declared dead and 6 still in critical condition in the hospital. And again, bearded policemen have been set loose in the municipality of Techimai. They are roaming about, shooting sporadically and aimlessly, as if to declare Techimai municipality a war zone. We want to send strong signal to the government that these things cannot be happening on the blind side of Nana Akufo-Addo and his IGP. And let me tell you, yesterday, you know who called me? The Inspector General of Police, James Opongbuanu, called me. When I asked, why was he calling me? He said he was calling me because he has noticed that some people he claimed to be supporters of NDC have removed a barricade belonging to the Ghana police and have taken it to the NDC headquarters. And so he is calling me and insisting on the right of the police to enter our headquarters to retrieve a barricade, metal barricade. And I said, since this is not a video call, I don't believe that you are the Opongbuanu IGP you claim to be. Because I knew Opongbuanu to be a professional security man, not the type of politician who is speaking to me. And that, since when did he discover that suddenly I am the General Secretary of NDC? When they were shooting 9 people in Nketiah, who are our supporters. Had he forgotten that I was the General Secretary of NDC? What has he done about it? Ablepma Central, when all these things were happening, what was he doing? And I said, I don't believe that you are the IDP. You are sounding like a vigilante leader of a political party. And that we, the people of Brahafo, are ashamed of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because most of the killings are happening right in your backyard. And you have decided to abandon your profession as a security person. You have forgotten about the crown you are wearing. And you are confused about whether you should follow your conscience or follow your stomach. So he hung up. Never to call me again. I tried calling him back this morning when another death had occurred, and he didn't pick. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nketiah's staff should stand firm and protect their election results. And to put your hearts at ease, we have all the pink sheets. I am told that National Security has sent operatives to now go and try and manufacture pink sheets, bribe people to sign fake documents and so on. Tell them that we have all the material we need. And let them know the same way I went to Maine to retrieve all the personal records of the thief President Kufuor was trying to appoint as a minister before they got destroyed by MPP, and for which reason I was nicknamed General Mosquito. I've done it again, and we have all the pieces in Nketiah. And I have with us here the MP-elect for Nketiah, and his Christopher Bayere. He has won the Nketiah. And then we have our capable election director for Nketiah, Sam Abdul Hamid, otherwise called Bin Laden. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a complete list of cases for after I take my seat, I'll call him to feed in on a few details. So, in Sydney West, at the time of the elections, some thugs from MPP invaded a polling station which is known to be the stronghold of NDC. Snatched the ballot box and were running away with it. This time round, the security people apprehended them and retrieved the ballot box with its contents intact. Unfortunately, they discovered that the MPP guys have themselves torn the MPP seal, but leaving the Electoral Commission seal, the official Electoral Commission seal, intact, and the NDC seal intact. Now, when it came to counting, the same MPP people who tried to steal the box in the first place now turn around to say that because the box, there was an attempt to steal the box and their seal had been broken, they are rejecting the votes in that stronghold of NDC. Meanwhile, the box was not open. The Electoral Commission seal remains intact and the NDC seal remains intact. So that also generated another standoff, and the box has since been brought to Techima in the Bono East Regional Capital under protection. And I want to congratulate our people in Sene West for their vigilance. They have slept at the armory where the box is being kept. And as I speak to you now, they are still there. Our insistence is that the box must be opened and counted, and the results added to the tally, and the results declared. President Mahama won in that constituency and won at that polling station. That is the reason why MPP suspects that our candidate has also won there, and they foolishly think that they can prevent that box from being counted. We are urging our people on to insist that their votes are counted. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are. Sene West yet to be declared. Techima yet to be declared. Zabzuku, Takwa, Saviyoso, a charade of declaration without collation, which amounts to nothing. So this is the update I have for you. But I have a small letter to the press too. I personally feel very disappointed. In your role so far played as members of the Fourth Estate. In Banda, when we were single-handedly facing armed military, it took a couple of press cameras to back me to ensure that the right things were done. How many press houses are showing what is happening in Techima? How many press houses are showing what is happening in Sene West? Why have you stopped talking about Takwa, Zabzugu, Saviyoso, Ablekuma Central, Odododiodo, and the like? Do we still have the press we can be proud of in this country? solution. I am using your own media to call on Metro TV to come and tell her the source of the fake figures they were churning out. To come and tell her the source of the figures they were churning out. Which of their reporters took those figures from the field? I'm calling on TV3 to redeem their image. UTV, please to redeem your image. Or posterity, if there is any blow up in this country, posterity will not forgive you. Ladies and gentlemen, bullets don't discriminate. I must repeat, bullets don't discriminate. So we are in this together. Let us fight to protect the democracy and prevent the country from blowing up because of somebody's greed for power and wealth.
Thank you.
Or we have ourselves to blame. I thank you very much and may God help.
Please can you stop the music? Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot one very important announcement. You see, the electorates show their lack of confidence in a particular government by the way they vote out the ministers in that government. This is a show of vote of no confidence in the Nketiah's government. Look at the list of key ministers who are fallen. Professor Yanka, the minister for tertiary education and the leader for their flagship 3 years agency. It's gone. Alima Mahama, Minister for Local Government, and was partly responsible for creation of new regions and making her hometown a regional capital. The people have voted against her. Professor Jambafo, the only representative of the Buzia faction in the Buzia Dankwa fraternity. The people of Wenchi have shown him the exit. I did mention some time ago that if Professor Buzia were to be alive, he would be a card-bearing NDC member. Because I'm from the same district. And I adored him. He was my father's classmate. Indeed, one of my kid brothers is called Yaubuzia. It tells you how close your father was. Oh, wow. I am the General Secretary of NDC. Yes. And Buzia's district has since been divided into 3 districts. Tai, Banda, and Wenchi. NDC has won all 3 seats. And has won the polling station at Akrobi, which is the birthplace of Professor Buzia. They are telling the Dankwa fraternity that enough is enough. Fisheries Minister, Afolikwe, gone. Dr. Covid Okoboy, you are going to be a beneficiary, not the dog factory alone, but the Nketiah scandal. You remember he was listed as a beneficiary. Titus Grover. And the Deputy Minister of Defense, Major Derek Odro. The Deputy Minister of Pro East, who gave instructions to vigilante boys to shoot and kill if it became necessary during the registration. Is also gone. And the Minister for Borno East of Atebubu fame, Sanja Nanja, has shown him the edges and his back. Honorable Pemka, Deputy Attorney General. Pemka, Deputy Attorney General, has been shown the exit by a widow. So there are several of them. Nafrongo, Medina, Adenta, and all that. I thought Wabian Samoa claimed that if you don't say, excuse my word, foolish things, you can't win elections in MP. Indeed, he lost elections in MPP, or he won the primaries in MPP, but Ghanaians have indicated that they don't want foolish things to be said by the MP in Parliament. So it's also gone. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the fire is on. The flame that has been lit, Jordanda is also gone. Many of them. And indeed, Nana Akufo-Addo is gone. And so, I want to urge Ghanaians to stand up and defend this democracy. We have the duty. I'm calling on all of us politicians to also show that the nation can take us seriously, to do the right things. Otherwise, the nation will one day reserve the right to clear all the politicians, as our history have shown, and other people will come with weapons. If we demonstrate that we politicians are more interested in weapons, those who are wielding weapons will take over and use the weapons.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the General Secretary. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge the presence of the national chairman of the NDC, Honorable Comrade Samuel Ogutuampo. Let's give him a round of applause. Our two national vice chairmen are also here. Our vice chairperson, Honorable Sherry Aite, is here, and our vice chairperson, Chief Sofo Azoka, is here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of talk about Techimai South. Our parliamentary candidate for Techimai South, Honorable Christopher Bere, will say a few words to us about what happened in Techimai South, and he will be supported by his able Elections Director, Abdul Hamid. Now, before they speak, I want to remind you of a very important statement the General Secretary made. He said, bullets don't discriminate. At Kasua Awutu Senya East, a journalist was shot, and I'm told he's in a very critical condition as we speak. And so let's highlight these things. Let's amplify these things. That is the only way you in the media, you who are the fourth estate of the realm, can help us to name this culture of thuggery and state-sponsored gun violence, which is becoming part of our elections. Now, let us see some video recordings of what transpired at the Constituency Coalition Center in Techimai South. Now, note that never in this country, never in the history of this country, have we seen military men in uniform and bearded policemen wielding sophisticated weapons in constituency coalition centers. Now let us take a look. I hope your cameras will be able to capture that. Some media organizations have been shown this, others have. For those who have, we appreciate you. We are grateful to you. But we would want to once again show you this video. Please, can you play the video now? This is the first time. No, play the first one. Play the next one before you show us the images. Can it be enlarged? Being fired, large bullets being fired at a crowd who are not wielding any weapons. Can we see the other video of the injuries and those who died? These are the people they killed as a result of this. All because President Akufo-Addo wants to hang on to power. Elections are about counting heads and not cutting heads. Nobody deserves to die on the altar of the selfish political ambitions of a vindictive, wicked leader. But ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to what the parliamentary candidates and the elections director of Techimai South have for us just in 5 minutes. They'll be very good. The MP elect for the NDC. Thank you.
Comrades, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Christopher Bere. the page sheets we have, I am the MP elect.
Thank you.
I believe the essence of democracy is to select someone who represents the people. And it's usually the majority that carries the day. The people of Techima have spoken through the ballot box. And there's evidence we have, which is in the form of pink sheets. Unfortunately, when we were invited to the collation center, they did not allow us to start the collation. My opponent, who is the NPP candidate and the deputy minister, ordered for military and police reinforcement. And before we could say judge, we could see the scenes, shooting here and there. I believe that the people of Techima have spoken through democracy by electing me. But the NPP wants to use military. We want to assure the chairman of the party, comrades, that we will stand for democracy. We will stand to protect the interests of Ghana. We will not let military rule prevail. We will fight till the end. I will let the Director of Elections for Techima South give you some details. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On Monday, the 7th of December, the Electoral Commission conducted elections in this country, of which Techima South was never an exception. In Techima South, elections were conducted in 265 traditional polling stations, including or plus 2 other polling stations named the special voting centers. That was done on the 1st of December. So we can say elections were conducted at 267 polling stations. That's for Techima South. After elections, what happens is that counting is done at the polling station. When counting is done at the polling stations, the results of the various polling stations are brought to the collation center for collation of the individual results to be done. Then, after the collation, results are declared. In Techima, we had 128,018 eligible voters. Of this, we at our collation point, the National Constituency Election Directorate and the IT Directorate, after our independent collation, realized these figures. There were 101,287 votes, that is total vote cast, 101,287. We had 844 rejected votes, making the valid votes 100,443. Out of these valid votes, the candidates for the NDC, Christopher Beyere Basonti, garnered 50,569, representing 50.35%. The candidate of the NPP, Honorable Martin Kosa, had 49,874, which represented 49.65%. The voter percentage turnout was 79.12%. This is what the NDC Techima South had at our collation point. I believe the MPPs also had their figure, and the Electoral Commission will also have its figure. Now, how will we know that this is the figure that is correct or wrong? It will only be known after proper collation of results. What do you mean by collation? The Electoral Commission has statement of pool or results declaration sheet, aka pink sheet, for each polling station. And at each polling station, that original of Electoral Commission gives birth to the duplicate which is given to the political parties. So the Electoral Commission will have to sit down, for the parties to also sit down. Then we'll do what we call manual collation or tabulation of results from polling station number 1 to polling station number Z. Where we agree, we carry on. Where we don't agree, we resolve. When this one goes on up to the end, then that's what we mean by collation. Results have been collated. It is after this that representatives of parties can now come to sign the declaration form after the returning officer has done same. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing of this, what I was just said here, nothing like this happened at the Techiman South Collation Center. At the Techiman South Collation Center, before we could say, let's sit down to start our collation, there were 5 police stations that had issues. DAJHS, Hansa 1, with police station code K01-2301B. There was this police station 2, Al-Karia, Atomic Road, Upper 1, Wangara Line, police station code K01-1504. There was this police station 2, Techiman Senior High Center B, with police station code K010101B. There was another police station, Amiens Primary, another police station, Hanswa, DAJHS Hanswa B, K01-2301B and 2301A. So these issues around these 5 polling stations have to be resolved. 2 of them ordered on recounting due to alleged overvoting, as claimed by the agents at the polling stations. One of the polling stations, that is Hansa DAJHS 1B, that one had an interesting issue. Interesting in the sense that the Electoral Commission claimed it did not have statement of pool. In other words, it did not have the pink sheet. It did not have the pink sheet because, according to the municipal electoral officer, Samson Ofori Jamfi, the presiding officer for that polling station was harassed, attacked, and dismissed, as a result of which he could not prepare pink sheet. Then, upon investigation, we were told and confirmed that our agents, the NDC agent at that police station, was similarly attacked and sacked from the police station. Therefore, if the Electoral Commission did not have pink sheet original, there was no way we could have duplicates, because it is the original that should give birth to the duplicate. Surprisingly, the MPP had pink sheet, duly filled by candidates, and the Electoral Commission again sought to rely on that pink sheet to declare or accept results of that polling station. And this is what we said we were never going to accept. And I still insist, even now, I'm not accepting results of that particular polling station. However, even if results of that polling station are added to the entire coalition, Christopher Bayer remains the MP elect. Ladies and gentlemen, at the coalition, when Kulabadu started, in fact, at a point when we were going, an MPP representative, whose name I will not mention, came closer to where we were and congratulated some of my men, the IT men, because they had also done their coalition and realized they were losing. At a point, we were hinted from our own intelligence that we should be careful. The MPP and the Electoral Commission was planning something. There and then, we actually had to be smart. Now, for the coalition to be done, the EC officer, the returning officer, Nana Jamna Fimba, his deputy, Ifa Gordon, these three people were in bed with the MPP planning what they were planning. But we were quick to have realized it. On the basis of this, we seriously demanded that coalition should be done. Because you cannot do declaration where there is no coalition. After all, what are you declaring? You cannot declare what has not been collated. So we insisted that the regional boss should now come in to do the coalition and declaration because the municipal officers were playing hide and seek with us. According to the regional boss and his deputy, Mr. Nyame, they were going to tackle an issue relating to City West. After which they will now come to us, we will gather our pink sheets, then we'll do what we call the proper collation. The Electoral Commission will pick your pink sheet, Police Station 1, NDC this, MPP this, rejected this, valid votes, total vote cast, then we continue. Now, before that could happen, the municipal electoral officer, instead of the returning officer, the municipal electoral officer decided that the 5 police stations that I mentioned, we were to resolve those ones before we go to do what we call the collation. Because those 5 should also form part of the collation. Now, we came and sat down, moved to this, resolve these problems. After the last police station, then he ordered his IT man to enter. After mentioning the figure on the pink sheet, enter means enter what I have just mentioned because it wasn't part of it. Surprisingly, enter brought 2 strong figures, very funny figures. Then the MPP started jubilating. Then the policemen and the military inside went to protect the electoral officers and pointed guns at all NDC to leave the hall. This is what happened. There was no coalition. There was no declaration. But a party claims it had won. But interestingly, we have all 265, 67 pink sheets intact. Wow. Again, any document that the EC thinks it can rely on for whatever, I'm telling Samson Polidenvi, we have copies of every original document that he has in his office. Be aware, when the EC went out, when the policemen went out, realizing that those of us inside did not feel intimidated, now they decided to shoot at our supporters, killing 2 of them instantly. Abdullah Ayarif, age 18 years, and Tajuddin Arasan, about 38, 39 years, and another woman died the following day. 9 persons are currently under critical conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the situation in Techiman. As the General Secretary mentioned, Techiman South, we should insist and demand and ensure that our mandate is not stolen. We want to assure the National Democratic Congress across the country that the Techiman South seat will fight it to the letter. As a way of intimidating our people and frightening the NDCs to remain silent, yesterday the houseboy of our candidate was shot in the leg, thinking that the pink sheets will be in that house. I am aware that they are seriously looking for Bin Laden so they can get their pink sheets. I have a very bad news for them. Even if Bin Laden should die today, the pink sheets will continue to be alive and well. And they will carry their
Another round of applause for this fantastic election.
The guy is good. Bring him to national.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have two important announcements for you. There are two important announcements for you. First of all, you know that we have rejected the presidential results declared by Madam G. Mensah. We stated so yesterday through our minority leader, and we have reiterated it today through our General Secretary, and we still stand by that. We have rejected the results because the results are fundamentally flawed. And later this evening, specifically at 8 p.m., presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, who is the president-elect, the ex-president of Ghana, will address and speak to issues pertaining to the presidential results declared by the Jim Mensah Bosman-Asare-led Electoral Commission. That's announcement number one. Announcement number two is that the NPP still has parliamentary majority as we speak. The NDC, the National Democratic Congress, is still holding on to its parliamentary majority, as our General Secretary stated. As we speak, we know that we have won 140 seats. 136 of these seats are not in dispute. The 136 seats we have won, which are not in dispute and which cannot change, are as follows: Upper West Region 8, Wa East, Wa West, Wa Central, Nadoli Kalio, Sisala West, DBI, Laura, and Jirapa. In the Upper East Region, we have 40 parliamentary seats out of 15. Boligatanga Central, Bongo, Biusa North, Biusa South, Chanapaga, Garu, Nabdam, Timpani, Bongo, Talensi, Zibila, and Pusiga. In Northeast, we have 2 parliamentary seats, Bunkugu and Nalirigu. In the Northern region, we have 9 parliamentary seats, Wulensi, Kumbungu, Pandai, Sabuba, Tamale South, Tamale Central, Tamale North, and Sagnerigu. In the Bono region, we have 6 parliamentary seats, Banda, Doma West, Wenchi, German North, German South, and Tai. In the Eastern region, we have 8 parliamentary seats, Nketiah, Upper Menya, Lower Menya, Asujamai, Ayesuano, Afram Place North, and Afram Place South. In the Avo region, we have 2 seats, Asutifi South and Esunafo South. In the Bono East region, out of this 136, we have 7 seats. Kentampo North, Nkranda South, Nkranda North, Sene East, Pru East, Atebubu, and Techima North. In the Western region, we have 8 seats: Jomoro, Elembele, Evaluatora, Prisia Wundi Valley, Wasa East, Amenfi Central, Amenfi East, and Amenfi West. In the Western region, we have 6 seats: Awuwin, Bia East, Bia West, Bodi, Raboso, and Swaman. In the Greater Accra, the capital of Ghana, the NDC has 20 seats out of 34. We have Ada, we have Sege, we have Nico Pram Pram, we have Pom Katamanso, Shai Osudoku, Tema East, Ashamai, Krowo, Lejokuku, Odododiodio, Lote Kole, Ladade Kotopon, Ayawaso East, Ayawaso North, Okaikwe North, Madina, Adenta, Ablekuma Central, Ablekuma South, and Obia Braubun. In the Central region, we have 30 seats out of 23. We have Cape Coast North, Cape Coast South, Rifuatimokwa, Gomwa East, Awutu Senya West, Gomwa West, Edumako, AOB, Ekumfi, Asen North, Agona East, KEA, and Upper Densha West declared only today. In Savannah, we have 4 constituencies: Bole, Yape, Pusigu, Salaga South, Sola, Tuna, Kaba, 4. In Ashanti region, we have 4 seats. Some people said they will get 47 over 47, but we have 4. We have Asawasi, we have New Edubiase, we have Ibira, and we have Central Front Plains. In the Volta region, we have 17 out of 18 seats. In the Oti region, where there are 8 constituencies, we have all 8 constituencies. Now, when you add these numbers together, you get 136. But aside this, we have won the Techiman South, and we have our pinches, and they cannot steal the Techiman South. We have won Senate West. We are only telling them that if you think you have won, let us open that outstanding ballot box and count the votes. Why are you injunting the counting of the outstanding ballots? Let us count it. John Mahama won in the polling station, like General said, and he won in the constituency, and we know we have won that seat. These are 2, in addition to the 136, alone gives us 138. That is all we need for a parliamentary majority. But aside this 138, we won Sebiyo also, like General said, and we believe we won Takwa. In Sebiyo also, there was no coalition. No coalition, yet results have been declared. Results have been declared without coalition. Results have been declared when the ballot papers from one polling station have all been destroyed, torn into pieces, including the pink sheets. Yet the MPP claim to have won that constituency without coalition. Even in Asiedu, it is very clear that we have won that seat. In Takwa, we are asking for re-coalition. And so, for those who are saying that, oh, you started off with 141, why are you saying 138? If we add these other constituencies, including Zabzugu, we have more than 141. But the ones which are not in dispute are 136. The 2 outstanding which have not been declared, because the Techiman South has not been declared. If it has been declared, Jean Mensa would have added it to yesterday's declaration. She didn't, on the basis of the fact that it's still being collated. And so the 2 outstanding, the Senate West, the Techiman South, our pink sheets show that we have won. And the ones they have stolen, like Sebiyo also, like Takwa, Asiedu, and Tano South, and Zamzugo, we are going to contest that. So it is amply clear that the NDC has a clear parliamentary majority. And no amount of guns, no amount of shooting, no amount of intimidation can change that. We salute comrades in Sabilugu, we salute comrades in Abekuma Central for their courage, Upper Central West for their courage. And we are counting on comrades, especially in Techiman South and Senate West. Comrades in Sebiyo also Takwa, don't give up. We are with you, and very soon you will see all of us standing with you in the heat of the battle. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to know that we are still holding on to our parliamentary majority. Nobody, it has never happened in this country that you win parliamentary majority and you lose the presidential. And so they should let you know that the presidential election has been stolen, and we are not going to accept that. And our leader, the President-elect, John Dramani Mahama, will be addressing all of us in the nation at 8 p.m. today. Thank you very much for coming.